I'll be showing you my nighttime routine. It's nothing too crazy, but I just love my little evening rituals, similarly to my morning rituals. I feel like they just set me up for success, for peace and ease in my body, and it's so important for me as someone who spends a lot of time on my computer to decompress and really close a little energetic circuit of productivity and remember my worth and being beyond my productivity levels. So the first thing that I do is kind of clean up from the day, and this is so satisfying to me. Part of me likes to make messes just so that I can clean them up and put things where they belong. It is one of my simple blisses. And I also like to leave my bed unmade sometimes because I learned that there are little mites and things like that in your sheets that can get killed by the sunlight if you leave your bed unmade. And I don't know how true that is, but ever since I heard that, a few times a week I will let the sun just shine on my unmade bed to clean and kill away any little mites. Maybe we can look into that together. But one of the most important parts of my evening routine is going outside, and this for me is the best way to kind of calm my nervous system after being on the digital realms for several hours. And specifically getting my feet on the earth is so helpful for this. This is a scientifically proven thing, and rain or shine, I just bask in the elements, in the colors, in the feeling of the wind and the rain or sun on my skin, and just really establish myself back into my feeling body and out of my thinking mind. Oftentimes I will ride my bike around the neighborhood and find a little nook where I can just be alone with nature, which is such a joy and privilege. And I will journal, write poetry, reflections from my day, or just jot out any last minute thoughts or to-do lists that are still circulating through my head. Writing things down just really helps you to release them from your mental landscape. Also, I'll just read. One of my favorite things to read is my old spiritual textbooks from different trainings that I've done, and to just reestablish myself in the lineages that I practice. And then I'll mosey on in back home and get some things ready for dinner. I'm heating up some water for my mud water rest tea, which is the sponsor of today's video. This is one of my favorite parts of my routine because I love the way it tastes, and it really helps my body to feel so relaxed that I can enter into a really deep and rejuvenating rest. Caffeine hinders sleep, and with no caffeine, rest promotes your body to relax and enter into a sleep calm state. There are 4 pillars to sleep, including quality. Your brain needs to enter certain brain waves for it to fully repair itself and your body. Limiting caffeine in the day and avoiding alcohol before bed will assist with this. Duration is another one. 7 to 9 hours is the current recommended duration of sleep. Continuity, we are our routines. Continuous sleep allows you to hit all of your needed cycles in a sleep cycle. And regularity, going to bed and waking up at the same time, whether it's a work day or a weekend. Creating a routine around your sleep will help to support this habit. This has rooibos, chamomile, turkey tail, reishi, turmeric, and ashwagandha, all paired together to promote relaxation, quality sleep, and support healthy immune function. Mud water is vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, certified organic, and kosher. Try mud water rest today and get 15% off by clicking the link in my description box and using my code Hitomi. I love just mixing this in with hot water, a little bit of oat milk, as well as some agave, and it's such a yummy nightcap. This really helps to calm my nervous system and get me ready for a really good night of rest. I have been loving lentils so much lately. They're so hearty and so comforting, and I feel like such a good winter staple meal. I have some carrots from the farmer's market, celery, onion, mushrooms, and I'm gonna add potatoes. It's getting kind of dark, so I think that I'll just chop this and throw this all together in a pot and just kind of show you the final result. My camera is literally on 2500 ISO right now. But yeah, this is an extremely easy and delicious dinner to make, and something that I've been meal prepping about once a week. And I really love using vegetable broth. You can make your own broth using your veggie compost, which if you eat a plant-based diet, you'll have so much of, and then you just add seasonings to it, onion, garlic, boil that, simmer that in a pot for a few hours, and then voila, you have veggie broth, and then you can reuse it, which is so beautiful. It's so funny when we realize how much we are becoming our parents. I'm just owning it at this point and so proud. When I look in the mirror sometimes and just see my dad's features, it just makes me want to cry. I love my dad so much. It was just his birthday and he's definitely a warrior. We haven't always had a relationship. We started building our relationship when I turned 17. And since then, it's just been ongoing, trying to figure out how to be in a relationship together, you know? I just feel like getting older is having your heart cracked open so many times, realizing that your parents were growing with you this whole time, and realizing that they had their own traumas and their own stories, and that there are so many things that they didn't pass down to us. It's so easy to see the programs that we inherited from them that might have been toxic or harmful, but there are so many things that they also didn't pass down to us. I know that both of my parents are like completely different from who their parents were, but all right, I'm going to focus on chopping these things. I absolutely adore my time with myself, but lately what I've been craving even more is time with my sisters, with my women and witches conspiring in the kitchen together. I love spending time in the sisterhood. It's more nourishing than anything, and oftentimes when we're cooking food together, I'm not even hungry by the time that we go to eat because I just feel so full of love, as corny as that sounds, but it's just so lovely to embrace each other, to welcome all of each other's hearts to be seen, and it's just the most potent medicine, and I'm so grateful for all the women in my life and the space that we so effortlessly share together, and it's undoubtedly taken years of growth and emotional intelligence to be able to share this space, but now that we're all here, I just want to bask in it all the time. And I also love doing movement in my day, especially lately. I feel like I'm coming out of a very intense season of my life, and so moving that energy around feels so intuitive and liberating, and I love focusing on how things feel in my body, not how they look, even though this is a video. But with singing, dancing, any form of expression, I'm way less concerned with how it looks and way more connected to the liberation that I feel in my body and the release of energy that comes with it. And then we cuddled and talked story for hours. But back to my own nighttime routine, I hop in the shower, put all the serums and lotions on my skin. I lotionize, and I am like a little slug right after I get out of the shower, putting all my creams on. And I also do my nighttime routine, which usually just consists of cleansing and moisturizing my face. And the lentils turned out really yummy. I put them over rice with some cornbread. And I love winding down with some healing frequencies. This is my singing bowl, which is tuned to the heart chakra, and it's just so relaxing and mesmerizing. I will do some vocal toning and vocal activation, which helps to activate my parasympathetic nervous system and put me into a really relaxed state as well. And I've been loving doing yoga nidras. There's tons on YouTube that you can listen to. You can embark on entire spiritual journeys using yoga nidra. I started doing these during my yoga teacher trainings, and I have so many recorded that just really get me in touch with that infinite place of being that we all rest beneath all the layers of density. At this point, usually I'm thoroughly ready for sleep, but if not, and I just want to stay up and hang out with myself, I'll read. And I try. I always think the idea of staying up and reading by candlelight is so fun, but every time I read, I don't think I've lasted 5 pages before passing out. But these are my current reads. This one is called Girlhood, and I'm liking it. I find it very relatable, although I don't know how she's going to tie it all together. So far, it's just a lot of different women's stories, and maybe slightly triggering, but maybe in a good way. I just don't know what the closing summation will be, like what we do with all of these women's stories of pain and hurt and degradation and confusion. So we'll see. It's a good read, and it's really inspiring and makes me feel safe in a lot of ways. And this is All About Love by Bell Hooks. Never read anything by Bell Hooks, and I thought it was time to change that. And then I'm so excited to read this. Mutant Message Down Under. This is a book that I got as a gift, and I love fiction books. They're the only books that I can read from cover to cover in a day or a week, and it's just so satisfying because most of the books that I read are more spirituality focused or self-help books or autobiographies, and those take time to unpack and integrate, and so I'll be reading the same book for months, and it's hard not to give up on it sometimes. But with fiction books, it's a breeze, and it's really satisfying to have some form of entertainment that's also generally stimulating for my mind. But love that. And then if I just want to watch something, I've been really into sci-fi lately, and I want to recommend to you my favorite sci-fi movie. It's called Aniata, and trigger warning on this movie. It's very realistic, and in that same right, it's pretty freaking depressing, and there isn't a happy ending, but there's a really powerful message in it, like most sci-fi movies. And it's a Swedish film. You'll need to watch it with English subtitles. There is a queer love plot in it, and like so many sci-fi movies, a message to return to nature, and just a reminder of how sacred and precious and irreplaceable nature is in the experience of the elements. And it just makes me want to go outside and breathe and never take for granted this precious earth. But it gets really intense and messed up, but I just feel like it's the most realistic of what would happen. This is my nighttime routine. Please check out Mud Water if you're curious. I'm just going to lay here and baptize myself in this healing sound. Thank you so much for being just as you are in this moment. Please take a deep breath after you finish watching this and tune into what is true and real for you right now. And I hope to see you in a video soon. Bye! Sending you love!